The profits of pandering to women. So I came across this video by Ace Metaphor. I'm sure that you all have seen him on social media. He's the man that's always yelling. Always yelling into the mic. So we're gonna watch this clip and then we're gonna break it down.
How can a woman be soft in a relationship with you when you are emotionally unavailable? You are not soft in your communication with her. You do not handle her with care. You are rough, angry, dismissive. She has to be hard in a relationship with you. There's no trust. But yet and still you want her to let her hands off the steering wheel. If you want a feminine woman, become more of a masculine man. Provide safety, protection, not just physically, emotionally, mentally, and spiritually. And I'm telling you, feminine, quote unquote, women will gravitate to you. But what you don't do is be a man devoid of those things, chastising women for not having femininity when you're not acknowledging the lack of masculinity you currently have. Maybe the lack of femininity is directly related to the lack of masculinity.
I will preface my viewpoints by saying that I am not coming for Ace Metaphor. Do I think that some or a lot of his messages pander to women? Absolutely. But it's more about what he embodies than his platform specifically. On a bigger scale, it has become socially acceptable for women to adapt a victim mentality. This particular clip stood out to me because I'm like, wait a second. The real question is, why are we as women entertaining men like this? Also, as a sidebar, I don't want to beat a dead horse and talk about femininity and masculinity, but I just want to reiterate that femininity is not conditional. Just like operating on a higher vibration or a higher frequency is not conditional. If I'm truly in a positive energy and I'm loving on myself, I'm not going to entertain anything that conflicts with or jeopardizes that frequency. I will instantly separate myself from any negative entities because I value protecting my peace. So when we say things like, I'm feminine around the right person, it doesn't make sense because the essence of balanced femininity is naturally going to attract balanced or healthy masculinity. But by pushing that onto another person, it removes the moment of introspection where you sit and think, hey, maybe I'm the problem here. Maybe I play a part in the people I'm attracting, in the situations that I'm entertaining. I recently made a video about victim mentality, and it's okay if you didn't see it because no one really saw it since YouTube had it flagged for about 2 weeks for reasons that I don't understand. But that video did have some good gems in it. So I'm going to drop a clip here. If you've ever felt like things never go your way, negative things happen as a result of others, and that everyone is out to get you, you may have had a victim mentality. When we have a victim mentality, we view the world from a lens of good versus bad, and we often see ourselves as the innocent one. Everything outside of ourselves is the bad. Victim mentality. I'm not the problem. You're the problem. And even if I'm doing something problematic, it was because you had to do something problematic first. When you adapt a victim mentality, you rob yourself of the opportunity to take ownership of your life and ownership of your decisions. If we attribute everything that we go through to some outside entity, that means that an outside entity is always going to have control over your life. Because we have normalized women having this victim mentality, women are a lot easier to emotionally manipulate. And this is why it's so lucrative to pander to women, especially when a man does it, because having the opposite sex co-sign these warped beliefs is a sense of validation. In the comments, all you saw were women praising the fact that a man gets it. And I'm like, oh my God, how can you be so naive? You may have heard about Young Miami from the City Girls giving her 10-year-old son money to throw at strippers. That sounds wild even saying. Oh my gosh, fix it, Jesus. Why is a 10-year-old in the presence of strippers? And why is no one else seeing a problem with this? But JT, who is the other half of the City Girls, recorded this whole interaction and put it on her Instagram story instead of pulling her friend to the side and being like, nah sis, this ain't it. PR people, nobody in the entourage, Diddy, well, we already know how Diddy get down, never mind. But nobody thought that this was weird. But what was even more sad were some of the comments that I saw from other women. As a disclaimer, a lot of women in the comments were like, nah, this ain't it. So please don't misinterpret this as the majority of women thinking that this was acceptable. But this comment sent me. It is her kid and she raises him as she pleases, with her standards, her money, and her idea of good motherhood. But we can all agree that kids as young as he is shouldn't be exposed to a certain lifestyle like throwing money at naked women. Maybe when he is older, but for now, it's too early and he is still too young. Once again, her kid, her values, her choices, her money, her parenting style. She acknowledges that this was wrong, but she still excuses or justifies the behavior. My takeaway is that all of this is connected. Messaging from mainstream media largely shapes the way that we view the world and also reinforces our existing beliefs. We are constantly exposed to messaging that normalizes women having a victim mentality. Victim mentality means a lack of accountability. This lack of accountability plays a role in our interactions with other women, and it creates a vicious cycle. And I really hate this for us, y'all. There is so much power in being able to own your ish and learn and grow from it. There's so much value in those lessons, and we're robbing ourselves of it because we choose to surround ourselves with individuals who enable our poor thought patterns and decisions. But anyway, I digress. Those are my thoughts. Let me know what you're thinking in the comments, and I'll see you on the next video. Bye.